permission to move in this way. You might find that there's something particular that needs to happen for you. You might find that you want to move from side to side again. You might find that there's a little more space just to free play. You can always move slower or faster. It doesn't have to be any particular context. You're just warming yourself up while low to the ground. And then stretch into the shoulders, so press down into your right hand and inhale your left arm out and then up, reaching upward. Exhale to thread the needle underneath and behind your right wrist. Come down to your shoulder, ear, or jaw and breathe there. You're welcome to take any variation you like. You can reach arms more out long in front or up and around behind to thread the bind to the opposite thigh. Know that sometimes the priority is in twisting, how far you rotate your rib cage. Sometimes the priority is in compression, dropping yourself down wherever the shoulder blade hits or wherever the arm muscle needs compression through the rib cage. Breathe into your back and side ribs where there's still lots of space. And feel grounded in your feet in whatever way feels good. Some folks even cross the ankle to find stability. And if you moved your right hand, return it to the mat near your nose and inhale your left arm back out and then up, reaching upward. And exhale your hand down, tabletop, 2 hands on the earth. And inhale your right arm out and then up, reaching upward. Exhale to thread the needle underneath and behind. Come down to shoulder, ear, or jaw, and breathe. And again, you might stay right where you are. You can always give yourself permission to do the same thing from side to side. It also might be different. And return your left hand to the mat near your nose and inhale your right arm back out and then up, reaching upward. And exhale, tabletop, 2 hands on the earth. And let's move through cow and cat. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly, lift your chin and tailbone up. And exhale to cat pose, tuck your chin, round your spine, draw your navel in and up. Inhale, cow pose, breathe your heart up, tail up. And exhale to cat, curl and compress, draw the belly in. And continuing through these 2 postures, inhaling and exhaling. You're welcome to add or omit to sort of get experimental where you'd like, or to hang out somewhere for a couple of extra breaths. And the next time you're in the cow pose, pause with the chin and tail up. Take another long inhale across the front of the body and exhale, bend your elbows and offer your heart forward and down towards the earth in front of your fingertips. It doesn't need to get there. Inhale, press back up, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose, round in. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, bend your elbows, offer your heart forward and down. Inhale, cow pose, push up. Exhale, cat, curl and round in. And inhale, cow pose. Exhale, bend your elbows, offer your heart forward and down. And remember, it doesn't need to make contact. Inhale, press up, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Curl your toes under and inhale, lift your knees an inch off the mat and pause. Draw your navel in and up. You might sort of think of the energy of the center of your body, the manipura, the many jeweled space, the space of power and confidence, something that you can draw into. And you draw your navel in, does it give you space to breathe into your back ribs and side ribs? Good, and on your exhale, put your knees down, tops of the feet down. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, bend your elbows, offer your heart forward and down. Inhale, cow pose, press up. Exhale, cat pose, curl your toes under. Inhale, down dog. Bend your knees and hips up and back and begin to breathe and move. You might walk out the dog, bend opposite knee, plug opposite heel down. Give yourself utmost permission to move around. I suggest nodding the head yes and no, shrugging the shoulders. You might bend and straighten the elbows or roll your shoulder blades out wide. As you breathe into your back and side ribs, just notice, right? Sort of depending on what you've been doing. And I've noticed a lot of people are running. It seems like we're all going to be very cardiovascularly healthy quite soon. And maybe your hamstrings and your back feel the tension of this time. Maybe things are as they always are. Ground down into your hands. Remember, the experience you're having is the one you're asked to turn your attention towards, right? That's sort of the one idea of Dharma, is we don't get to choose, we just have the experience. So as you turn towards your interaction with what is, continue to notice how you can be kind, and how you can be kind enough that you are able to illuminate things, that you can see things that would only be willing to be seen by a kind audience. Take an inhale, move forward into upward push-up plank position and pause. Right away, you're welcome to put your forearms down, knees down, fists down. Give yourself permission to do it a little less perfectly than you usually do. So your hips might be an inch lower. You might not pop up out of your shoulders quite as much, just so that the other sort of smaller twitch responses that we don't usually use can come to play. Going to take another big free inhale. Exhale to down dog. Spin your tail high and your heels low. Good. Inhale out into a plank. Use your hands to pull yourself forward. And exhale back to downward facing dog pose. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Now in down dog, inhale up onto your tippy toes, spike your heels all the way up. Use the exhale to bend your knees by 15, 20 degrees or so. And inhale, spin your tail more up and your heart more back. And use the exhale to drive your heels down towards the earth, classic dog business. Inhale to your tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, armpits back, ribs back, tail up. Exhale, drive your heels down. Inhale to your tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale out into a plank, upward push-up position, and slow on the exhale, lower to the earth. You can put your knees down. Try to aim your heart to hit right as your hips do, or right before. Tops of your feet down. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra. Lift your heart up and stay. Begin to breathe in Bhujangasana. Now you might keep your chin tucked, especially if the back of the neck is quite tense, so you meet compression there. You're welcome to look up if it feels good, but turn the eyes of your heart up by pressing your feet and your hips down. Take an inhale to curl your ribs up off the mat. And exhale to bring your upper body down, chin or forehead to the earth. 2 more times. Inhale, Cobra Pose, peel your heart up. And exhale, bring your upper body down. One last time with your own breath, your own timing. Curl your toes under, and from knees or toes, inhale through plank or table. Exhale to down dog. Spin your tail high and your heels low. And let's take a big breath together. Inhale in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, HA. Inhale in through your nose. Like a lion, HA. In through your mouth like through a straw. And out through your nose, Ujjayi Pranayama. In through your nose, Ujjayi. Out through your nose, Ujjayi. Inhale, lift your right leg up, one-footed dog pose. Exhale, scorpion dog. Open the hip, bend the knee, and breathe. Feel free to move. Move in any way, right? It might be stable in the hands and free in the legs. Some people flip around or move through side plank business. It doesn't have to be particularly anything, just what will give you something to feel and notice in the here and now. And as you find discernment, let it be felt, right? Let decision making be something you move through by feeling, by intuition, by body feeling and sense, as opposed to necessarily making it logistical, rational, logical. Right? A lot of enlightenment is really to be found when we step away from what seems rational. Inhale, straighten and extend the right leg high and long. And exhale, bring your right knee towards your nose and your chin towards your chest, your shoulders over your wrists like plank. Inhale, one-footed dog, reach, expand. Exhale, knee to nose, chin to chest. Pause with shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your right foot forward between your hands. Feel free to grab it and draw it up. Tend to your fingertips. You can slide your hands up onto blocks if you have some, or if you're at home, books work great. Inhale, cow lunge. Dip your back knee, lift your heart forward, out and up. And exhale, cat lunge. Straightening your both legs, tuck your chin, round in. Inhale, cow lunge. Breathe your heart forward. Exhale, cat lunge. And keep going with your breath. See if you can feel the breath and notice the breath. Listen for the breath. The breath is the tether. When the breath stops, that's usually when feeling also stops, and the mind starts to get louder. So see if you can turn the volume up on your breath, right? The way you turn the volume up on your favorite song. You don't want to, be so focused on one or other idea that's distracting you. And the next time that your front knee is bent, pause in the low lunge position. And you can plant your left hand down, inhale your right arm up, twist to the right. You can get light with the left touch, or you might press down heavy into the left shoulder. You might let your pelvis turn as well, or turn it the opposite way. Lift your left hip up and roll your right hip down. Soften your toes and see if you can scan your experience. Is there any effort that you're using that you don't need to use? Are you holding or tensing in a way that doesn't have to be? Take another inhale to rotate open. And exhale, 2 hands towards the earth. Inhale, look forward like cow lunge. And exhale, step forward and fold. Hang your upper body, widen your feet if you like, bend your knees, but dangle your spine off your tail, dangle your head off your spine. You might dangle the arms, flip the palms up, grab the elbows with the hands. You might interweave the fingers behind you at the nape of your neck. Any option that feels good. Sometimes it feels nice to be still when traction happens. Sometimes a little swinging or swaying can feel good. It's nice to kind of remember what it's like when you're a toddler and family members swing you around a little bit. Swinging is definitely in our ancestral history something we've done for hundreds of thousands of years. On the next exhale or two, drop your arms out of any chosen grip and choose your feet for this sort of quasi-lunar salutation. Inhale, halfway lift, roll your heart forward. Exhale, forward fold, hang deeply. So feet can be hips distance or they can be closer. Inhale, halfway lift, unroll your spine once more. And exhale, fold down, maybe by curling in the opposite direction. Last time with your own breath. Bend your knees, hang your head, take 3 to 5 breaths to round up towards standing. Take your time to place your body in a standing position. And when you arrive at a standing position, roll your shoulder blades down your back and stack your body, stack your skull, stack your gaze. Think about your sinuses being in a neutral place over your heart being in a neutral place over the floor of your pelvis, the floor of your pelvis being in a neutral place over your knees and ankles. You can close the eyes if you wish or keep them softly open. You might imagine sort of what is around you and notice sort of what brightness and ease there is to be had and spaciousness. We study Cashapp, particularly when we have to think about the space between ourselves, but also that space is really between every molecule of your body. Space is not between us. Space connects us, right? We are all of space in the first place, and that's just like physics. On your next inhale, flutter your eyes open. On your next exhale, tune into what's around you. Inhale your arms out and up, Urdhva Hastasana, the arms up pose, reaching upward as you press your feet down. Exhale, forward fold, dive down, bend your knees if you like on the way. Use an inhale to halfway lift, unroll your heart spine. And exhale, fold, and step your right foot to the back of your mat, a long, low lunging shape. 10 to fingers or rise hands to props. Inhale, cow lunge, dip your back hip, pull your heart up. Exhale to cat lunge, straightening to round in. Continue with your own breath, inhaling and exhaling. Suggest that you notice if you lead the way with your hands or the back of your neck or your jaw. These are just habituated patterns or things that we learn in life. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can always try a different pattern. Your hips, you can start with your feet. You can decide to close the eyes, in fact, or get light with your hands. Any experimental action is welcome, just so long as it gives you peace of mind. It gives you a sense of agency and sovereignty over your choices. And the next time you're in a low lunge with the front knee bent, pause. Begin to plant your right hand down. Inhale your left arm up and twist. You might make the same twisting choices from side to side. Twisting is a really interesting action in the body because it asks for compression and extension at the same time. It asks us to get closer and more distant all at once. You might look up. You can also hang your head, make sure your shoulders are not the leaders of every action. Take a big free inhale to rotate. Exhale, 2 hands down. Step back to plank pose, upward push-up position, and pause. Remember, you're always welcome to any form of vinyasa. The number of push-ups you do, whether you're seen or unseen, is not going to make anything necessarily better, right? Feel free. If it's your liberation practice, do it, right? Otherwise, always feel free to modify, lower all the way down, hang out in plank, come back to down dog or a tabletop position, position. Make it your own. Make it work for you. Take an inhale, shift forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog. Pull your heart through straightening arms, tops of feet down. Exhale, down dog, tail high, heels low. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a breath in through your nose, Ujjayi Pranayama. Take a breath out through your nose, Ujjayi Pranayama. Inhale your left leg up, one-footed dog pose. Exhale, scorpion dog. Open the hip, bend the knee, and breathe. Relax the neck, plug into the hands, thumbs. And as you find this space again, it might be the same thing from the opposite side. And it could be something totally different. It's not necessarily about repeating. What is the experience you're having now? What do you feel? What do you notice? As you're ready, inhale, straighten and extend your left leg up and back from the ground beneath your thumbs. And exhale, bring your knee to your nose and your chin to your chest, your shoulders over your wrists like plank. Inhale, one-footed dog, reach, expand. Exhale, knee to nose, chin to chest, shoulders over wrist. Pause. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your left foot up between your hands. Good. Take an inhale to look forward and prepare. And exhale, step forward and fold at the top of your yoga mat. Inhale, halfway lift, unroll. Exhale, fold down deeply. Inhale, arms up pose, Urdhva Hastasana, reach to rise, inflate to stand up. Exhale, Samastitihi, arms come down only, stand in neutral. Inhale, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, unroll to set. Exhale, hands down, step your left foot back. Inhale, unroll your heart like cow lunge. Exhale, plank to chaturanga of your choice. Step back and lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward dog or an alternative. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. And take a couple of breaths in and out through your nose, Ujjayi form. You might imagine on your exhales offloading all that you do not need, or even offloading that which is not you anymore, and taking in new potential energy with every inhale, the building blocks of what will be you in the future. Press into your hands. Inhale, lift your right leg up, one-footed dog. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot forward between your hands. Inhale, look forward, prepare. Exhale, step forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down deeply. Inhale, arms up pose, Urdhva Hastasana, reach upward. Exhale, Samastitihi, return to neutral. Inhale, arms up, reach up, breathe up. Exhale, fold by diving down. Inhale, unroll, pull the heart ribs forward. Exhale, fold, step right foot back. Inhale, like cow lunge, prepare the spine. Exhale, plank, chaturanga of your choice, lower half or all. Inhale, up dog or cobra from the belly position. Exhale, downward dog pose. Right away, inhale, your left leg rises, one-footed dog. Exhale, low lunge, draw the leg forward. You can always grab it and pull it up. Inhale, look forward, prepare. Exhale, step forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, unroll. Exhale, folding deeply. Inhale, arms up pose, Urdhva Hastasana, reaching upward. And exhale, Samastitihi, arms come down. Inhale, arms up, reach up, lift the rib cage up. Exhale, forward fold by sticking out your tail. Inhale, halfway lift, unroll to set. Exhale, fold, left foot back. Inhale, like cow lunge, unroll the heart. Exhale, chaturanga of your choice, step back to lower. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, or an alternate. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. Take a big free inhale in through your nose. Open the mouth to exhale. Ujjayi in through your nose, snoring. Ujjayi out through your nose, sighing. Let's add on a little. Inhale, right leg rises, one-footed dog. Exhale to scorpion, open the hip, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten and reach. Exhale, knee to nose, chin to chest, shoulders over wrist like plank. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Good. Inhale, high lunge, crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. All 10 toes face forward, high on the ball of your back foot, arms come up. Take a couple of exhales to land in your front heel. You can do this with shorter or longer stance, right? It really depends on what you're working. Stability and mobility are required for balance. We balance them against one another, like we balance right to left and top to bottom. And always take the arms to a different variation, bend your elbows or bring your hands in front of you. You can make this more of a structural standing pose with ribs knit in, belly strong, or you can back bend, lift your heart up, and apply a little Mula and Uddiyana Bandha. Lift the floor of your pelvis, stay a little toned in the floor of your belly. Good. Take another inhale to stretch up and maybe reach back. Exhale, hands to the mat, frame your front foot. Inhale, standing L or split. Kick the sky with your left foot, take off. And on your exhale, step your left foot down next to your right foot and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, unroll your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, sink your hips for Utkatasana, fierce pose. Inhale, arms forward or up and pause. Now with fierce pose, Utkata, you can sit back and down. Do anything with your upper body, again, that frees your neck. You can even bring hands in front of you or to a mudra, heart center. Take another inhale, and on your exhale, stand up, straighten your legs and release your arms down by your side, Samasthiti. Inhale, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, reaching up. On your exhale, interweave your fingers. You can make one big fist if you like. Bend the elbows if you need to get palm contact. Inhale, stretch your ribs up. Exhale, side body bend to the right. Press your hips to the left. Good. Any form of Ardha Chandrasana, keep breathing up into your left lung as you press your pelvis to the right, over to the left, on the exhales. Lean your weight back into your heels. Lift your heart up a little bit as your arms work their way slowly down and back. Inhale back up to center, and exhale, side bend to the left, other way, a form of half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Remember, the moon is sort of what rules intuition. It also rules anxiety and our lack of assurity. So notice how you can use your access to the tool, to your own lunar qualities, to put on the brakes to any stress in the mind. Inhale, rise back up to center, separate the hands. Exhale, cactus the arms to back bend. Bend the elbows, lift the heart up, press the pelvis a bit forward. Inhale, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, reaching upward. Exhale, dive down, stick out your tail, hinge at your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, unroll your heart. Exhale, fold and step your right foot back, long, low lunge, all 10 toes forward, maybe wide feet if it feels more stable. Inhale, rise to high lunge, Anjaneyasana, the crescent lunge. And always put the back knee down as an alternative, or rest it on top of the corner of a couch for a deeper stretch. Settle your weight into your front heel and relax your jaw. Let your shoulder blades come down into your middle back to lift the bottom front ribs more up. There you go. Now, anything that you will in any of these postures, you can bounce, you can jive, right? Give yourself permission. If stillness is not the thing, it's just a container, an offering for your work. Inhale, reach up, maybe reach back. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to plank pose, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog pose, or an alternative, exhale, downward facing dog pose. Inhale your left leg up and back, one-footed dog. Exhale, scorpion, open the hip, bend the knee. Good. Inhale, straighten and extend, reach it high and back. Exhale, knee to nose, chin to chest, shoulders over wrist, pause. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Very nice. Spin your back heel down. Inhale, warrior two. Take your arms out, up and open. Exhale by exhale, settle down into your front heel, bending once more. I'm going to do a super huge amount of these standing postures, staying a little closer to being grounded. But flip your left palm up and inhale to reverse your warrior. Reach out, up, and back. You might slide your opposite hand down the back leg or reach around for right hand for the inner left thigh. Take a big free inhale across your lungs. And exhale, cartwheel your hands to the mat and pause. Spin your right heel up. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, stand on your left heel. Inhale, standing split. Kick the sky with your right foot. Fold in. And exhale, your right foot next to your left foot. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Unroll your heart. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, fierce pose. Bend your knees, hips down. Inhale, arms up. This time, exhale, hands to heart center, lean forward and twist to the right. You can keep it upright and open, active. You can fold a little more and hook the elbow over the outside edge of the knee or in between the knees. You're welcome to fly the arms away or reach around to bind. Otherwise, press top hand into bottom. There's some sort of radically dope other variation that you want to do. I mean, I guess only if it's radically dope, do it. But, give yourself permission to do it, right? There's space to be where you are. There's space to make something new. Inhale back through center, stand all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, interweave your fingers. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, Utkatasana. Bend your knees, bring your hands to heart center, palms press in prayer, lean forward and twist left. Right elbow outside, maybe armpit, maybe between. Rock a little more weight into the back of your right heel. Pull your right hip back and your left hip down a little bit. If you're looking for the pelvis to be neutral and to twist from there, remember rounding is welcome. This is an aponic twist. But you're welcome to make it pranic by rolling more up and open to lengthen your spine. Inhale back through center. Take an exhale there, and this time let's inhale to stand all the way up, reaching up, interweave your fingers. Exhale, side bend to the right, press your pelvis to the left. Inhale up through center, exhale, side bend to the left, press your pelvis to the right. Inhale up through center, separate your hands, exhale, cactus arm, back bend, bend the elbows, pull the shoulder blades down. Inhale, arms up, reaching upward. Exhale, dive down, forward fold, hinge at your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, unroll your heart. Exhale, fold and step your left foot back, long, low lunge. Spin your left heel down. And let's inhale to warrior two. Take your arms out, up and open. And exhale to settle. You can bend into the front knee a few times. Remember, there's no panes of glass. Right? Warrior is a posture about taking up space. Bring your rib cage open, your tail open, just like fierce pose. We find a way to be human, but also let everyone know that we're here to be us, to live our life, to do our thing. Flip the right palm up. Inhale, reverse the warrior, reach out, up and back. You might slide the hand down the opposite leg or wrap to bind. And exhale your hands to the mat, spin your back heel up. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or an alternative. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Take a big free inhale in through your nose. Open your mouth to exhale, HA. Good, inhale in through your nose. And like a lion, HA. Good. In through your mouth like through a straw. Out through your nose, Ujjayi pranayama. In through your nose, Ujjayi. Out through your nose, Ujjayi. Good. Inhale, lift your right leg up, one-footed dog. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot forward between your hands. Let's go direct this time. Good. Drop your back knee down to the mat. You can fold the mat over, grab a sweatshirt or anything soft to put underneath the back knee if you like, and climb up onto your right knee thigh with your hands and interweave your fingers there. Press your pelvis forward and down. Drop your shoulder blades down and back and your elbows in. Inhale your left arm up by your ear, reach up. And exhale by exhale, side bend to the right. Now as you go, you're welcome to kind of turn your right foot out to the right or your right knee out, especially if you're meeting a lot of compression in your front hip crease. And also see if you can turn your pelvis maybe more to the left or right, and different associated feelings will come out of the action. You find the spot that is most interesting for you. Inhale, rise back up to center, reaching up. And exhale, both hands down, frame your front foot. Inhale, half split, straighten your right leg. You can flex the ankle. Your knee doesn't have to be all the way straight. It's just straightening until you meet sensation. Relax your neck, hang your upper body over your leg. If you like to sort of turn the thigh bone in and out or sort of stir the bowl of your pelvis around, it's always okay to do those things. Seek sensation through action, seek sensation through passivity. Right? They're both channels, right? They're both ways in. Next exhale or so, bend into your right knee and plant your foot. Good. Draw your right arm to the inside of your right foot and toe heel it forward and out to the right. You can turn it out again if you'd like. And then we're going to twist again. Left hand down, inhale, right arm up, twist to the left. You are welcome, of course, to stay right where you are. You might use your right hand on inner right thigh for leverage, or to bend your left knee and to reach around to bind your back foot, creating quadricep stretching. Oh wow, a whole room of binders. That's neat. You can always back your hip up towards your heel. Sometimes that's interesting by pressing from your front foot. And when your heel is as close to your tuchus as it can get, then let your hip come back forward and down. Remember to be kind to your knee. Exhale to release your left foot. Bring your right hand down on the inside of your right foot. You can stay on the hands or come to the elbows, forearms. We're going to work this lizard dragon moment. Hang the head and drop your upper body. Sometimes it's nice to kind of bring your shoulder or your arm behind your right leg and around to the outside edge. If you prefer the knee lifted variation, you're also always welcome to curl the back toes under and do more active form. Breathe and feel. And in fact, let's take an inhale in through the nose on purpose. And slow open mouth exhale. Good. Start to press into your hands. Get up out of there. Curl your back toes under and lift your back knee up off the mat. Take an inhale. On the exhale, start to walk your hands to the left towards your back foot and spin your toes into a wide-footed forward fold facing the left side of your mat or space. You might scooch the feet wider or closer together. Inhale, unroll the heart like a half lift, lengthen your spine, and exhale, fold in. You might bend your elbows and push the earth away to bring the crown of your head towards the space between your two big toes. Next exhaler 2, drop your arms down out of any chosen grip. And inhale like a halfway lift, unroll your heart. And exhale, low lunge to the front of the mat. Walk your hands around. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, step forward and fold at the top of your mat. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, unroll your spine. Exhale, folding deeply. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Inhale, Utkatasana, rise up. And exhale, open twist to the right. So right arm back and left arm forward. Inhale, Utkatasana, back through center. Exhale, open twist to the left. Left arm back, right arm forward. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Super Utkatasana. Sit your top thighs down parallel to the floor, as close as they go. Your chest might come closer to your legs. Good. Inhale, stand up. Urdhva Hastasana, respring the coil. Exhale, cactus arm back bend. Bend the elbows, pull the shoulder blades down. Inhale, arms up, reaching upward. Exhale, forward fold. Dive all the way down. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, unroll your heart spine. Exhale, fold and step your right foot to the back of your mat, long, low lunging style. Drop your right knee down. You can untuck the toes. Feel free to pad the back knee once more if that serves you. And when you're ready, climb up onto your left knee thigh with your hands. Interweave your fingers, lift the upper body up, find space for that action. And as you press forward and down, you might give yourself a little option to notice what stops the stretch, right, or what stops action in the body. And that's just your limit, your boundary. And it's something that can change in some ways depending on what it is. So if it's the front of your back hip stretching, that pressure there, that's often still stretch. We can move into it over time. Compression in the front hip crease, now that is always going to be compression, at least for the most part. And you might go around it if you're looking to stretch your back hip more. When you're ready, take your right arm up by your ear. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale by exhale, side bend towards the left, up and over. Breathe. Every inhale, fill into your right rib cage. And every exhale, let it spill out in this way that gives you more room, that gives you more space. Good. Inhale, rise through center. You can reach both arms up. Exhale, hands to the mat to frame your left foot. Inhale, straighten your left leg, half split, half Hanuman. And you can fold forward over it. You're welcome to sort of curl it in and out a couple of times. And then exhale to bend your left knee and draw yourself forward. And then bring your left arm to the inside of your left leg. We're going to do lizard, so you can keep your back knee down and you can lift it up. We're going to plant down into the right hand and twist it first. Inhale your left arm up, twisting to the left. And you're welcome to bend your back knee and reach around for it. Remember, the knee joint is, delicate. It only goes in so many directions. You want to be kind to it. It also needs to be exercised. So wherever the actual limit is, that's what we're looking for. Wherever the place of work, of kind work, of work where you have acuity, not just what you're surviving. It can be very subtle, in fact. And exhale to release your right leg, bring your left arm down, and come to the elbows or stay up on the hands or put your body down on a chair, honestly, if you got one around. And you might crawl sort of underneath and behind your left leg with your left arm. And you might choose a different variation of this lizard posture. We'll be here for about 7 breaths. Notice again if you're listening for your breath, if you're hearing it. What are you paying attention to otherwise? And that's not to sort of say that you wouldn't. Right? Notice that experience too. What is it to practice and have distraction come up? What is it like to find this other way through reality? And to acknowledge that all of our history, all of what we have already is with us. And on your next exhale, press up into your hands and curl your back right toes under, lift your right knee up. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, start to walk your hands back towards your right foot and spin into a wide-footed forward fold facing the right side of the mat. And inhale like a halfway lift. And exhale your hands on your hips. And take another inhale if you need, and exhale, fold. Now, if this sort of active variation is not for you, you could also press into your hands and do a couple of straddle presses of handstand, or maybe an inversion. The idea is to be very active in the center and to use your iliopsoas and your abdominals to curl your face towards the space between your legs. Just stay strong in your legs, rooted, grounded, right? You are here. You are having this experience now. Notice the inhale and the exhale. The strength of the legs, lift up on the inner thighs so that you have muscular support for your knees. Even if you don't need to do that work, you can always keep your knees bent to give yourself more space. Good. Next exhale or 2, release your hands towards the mat underneath your shoulders. Inhale, unroll, half lift style. Exhale, low lunge to the front of the mat. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, upward dog pose. Exhale, Adho Mukha, downward facing dog pose. Inhale your left leg up, listen. Exhale to half pigeon. Bend your left knee, put it somewhere sort of around to the back of your left wrist. It could be further out wide. For some folks, it'll be inside the wrist, or maybe even you'll sort of be more rolled under with your leg. And sometimes you can bring your left foot up to where your right wrist is. Sometimes that's like not what our bones are going to do. So whichever form you want to do is good. You can stay upright. That's what the pose is named for, the proud chest of the pigeon. And also fold down to the hands, to the forearms, to a prop, to a support, to a cushion. Hang your head, and about 7 or so breaths to do the work, to be with what is. was talking with Cindy earlier today about how when I got to practice in Greta Rosa's class at noon and got to be here, it felt sort of like being an avatar for everybody who wasn't here. It was interesting. It was like being with the whole community. And while it didn't feel super self-conscious as I expected it would, it felt very much like being with others. And I think that the practice can be both a connection to ourselves and to, I guess, these other internal seekers, these other introcepts and introphiles, these other folks who are doing the work. And as you're ready, in the next 3 or 4 rounds of breath, begin to scheme your exit. Take a little more time if you need it. Take a little less time if you don't. And as you press yourself up, you're going to curl your back toes under and lift your back knee up. And we're going to head to the one-footed dog again. You can open your hip and bend your knee, move your leg around a little bit. So let some of the action of the posture go. Good, inhale, straighten and extend. And exhale, step your left foot through between your hands. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward and fold. You can always take split on the way. Inhale, halfway lift, unroll your heart. Exhale, fold. Let's do a squat. So walk your feet wide. Some people call it Mandukasana or Malasana, the garland or the frog. You can widen the feet. Heels coming down is sort of the idea, but sometimes our bone structure won't let us do that. So you can always grab a lift or roll up the edge of your mat so your heels have purchase, or let them float and experience that stretch, that pressure on your joints. You can put your elbows inside or on top of your knees, push out with your arms, push in with your legs, at whatever decibel feels good. And take another inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Lift your hips, hang your head, walk your feet towards one another underneath your pelvis. Inhale, halfway lift, unroll your heart. Exhale, fold and step your left foot back, long, low lunge. Plant your hands and inhale to one-footed dog. Take your right leg up and back. And exhale to scorpion the dog. Open your hip and bend your knee. Inhale, straighten and reach. And exhale to half pigeon on the right side, and your right knee somewhere in that decibel of the wrist. You can always stay upright. You can also roll into your back and take the supine pigeon, crossing one ankle over the top of your knee and laying on your back. You can also choose a different external hip stretch. If there's anything going on with your knee and you feel kind of iffy about it, follow the iffy intuition to a softer pressure. We'll be here for about another 6-7 breaths. Remember to notice the breath, to notice the sensation. You never need to be in discomfort, but remember that discomfort is yet another sign that your body is alive and communicating with you, that your mind is alive and communicating with you, and that the self is alive, that the self is the one paying attention to that discomfort in the first place. So even though we prefer to be comfortable, what does discomfort give us the ability to gain? Not just surviving with it, but if it's a collaborator in this lifetime, how are you collaborating with your discomfort? And in the next 3 or 4 rounds of breath, begin to scheme your exit out of your half pigeon pose. And you can press into the hands, and we'll meet in the one-footed dog again. But take your time if something else needs to go down. You might roll your leg around, move it around a whole bunch, give yourself some extra space. Give yourself some extra address. Okay. And take an inhale to lift it high and long. Exhale to meet in the downward facing dog pose. And inhale out into a plank position. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or an alternative. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. And slowly lower to your knees. You can find hands and knees position, the tabletop shape, and move around a little bit again. We got a late start, and we're going to finish a little bit late, but I want to be mindful of everyone's time and not finish super duper late in this moment. Move around a little bit, shrug and hood your shoulders, and we're going to take a round of Camel Pose. That's the offering. If you want to take a different back bend, you are totally welcome. If you think back bending might not be the best thing for your psyche today, feel free to take a child's pose instead. Get really curled up and in. For the Camel Pose, stand on your knees and feet about hips distance, maybe a tad wider, especially if you have a little bit of a tilt, your tail goes back. You can bring your hands onto your lower back, pinkies in, thumbs out, or wrists and fingers out works too. Take an inhale to lift your heart up. Exhale, hang your head back and press your pelvis forward. If hanging the head back is not for your neck, then don't do it. Keep your chin a little bit tucked and monitor there. Otherwise, drop the head, and the throat might feel a little tight at first. Breathe into your upper chest as you press your pelvis forward, as you breathe up underneath your collarbones. Notice what there is to feel, and notice in your breath in this posture. And slowly return your hands to your hips and drag your head after your heart as you inhale to roll yourself back up. And exhale, sit your hips on your heels, hero's pose or maybe child's pose. You can have your hands on your thighs, palms up or down, and drop your chin a little and gaze down the line of your nose. And just notice what rises up, what happens when you stir from the internal point of view yourself, rises to the top of the water. And remember that it will fall back down just as much as it rises back up. Take an inhale in through your nose to acknowledge sensation and experience. And open your mouth to exhale. Take your hips off to one side and bring your legs out in front. In a seated forward fold, I'm going to suggest Paschimottanasana, the legs out long, feet together form, but you're welcome to do Samakhanasana or Upavishta to take your feet wide, or to do the butterfly if you want more hip action with soles of the feet together, Baddha Konasana. Either way, you can reach your hands for your feet or your hands for the sky. Take an inhale to unroll your heart and tail like a half lift. Exhale, fold deeply over your legs. Option to be active, grab the feet and pull, kick through the heels. Option to be passive, hang and round, soften the legs. Bending the knees or utilizing a strap or again, a scarf or a sweatshirt around the feet so you have something to grab onto, you have some purchase. It's always optional. Breath by breath, let yourself go down and in. Then slowly, breath by breath, round yourself up. Try to drag your head on the way. And if you don't have a lot of space in your mat behind you in your space, walk your hips forward a few times and keep on tucking your pelvis as you roll yourself all the way down onto your back. Once you're down onto the back, you can gather your knees into your chest and give yourself a squeeze. Feel free to rock from side to side or back and forth or around and around. Feel free to take any postures that you like to finish. So you might take Happy Baby, you might take a safe plow or shoulder stand if you're familiar with those practices. You might take spinal twisting, dropping one leg to the side or the other. There might be another backward bend. There might be a fidget or a wiggle or something that has nothing at all to do with a yoga posture. Maybe there's something that isn't physical, a ritual or a prayer or a pranayama, just a reminder, an affirmation, a habit. Maybe there's some pragmatic gathering of what you need to rest. And we're heading to rest. In the next 8 or so rounds of breath, take your time to settle down. And settling down is really the idea. We draw our life energy, our external expression of prana inward. It's almost like turning the circuit in the opposite direction to recharge. And you can rest in any position you like, on your back, your side, your belly. You can always be in a restorative shape or utilize objects to prop yourself up as you need to. The ask or the opportunity to close the eyes is always present, but you're always welcome to keep them open if it's more stabilizing. Find a spot to gaze at softly, like watching clouds in the sky. As you place your body, maybe there's one last fidget or nose scratch that's got to get done before you can settle into stillness and ease. We'll rest in this way for a few minutes. And after which I'll call you up and out. We'll go back into the karmic stream of experiencing. For the time being, let all of that experiencing be inward. Pay attention to how things really are. Swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahishaha go brahmanyebhyah shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Little by slowly begin to return your awareness to your felt sense in your body. And begin to draw it down and into your natural breath and ask the breath to deepen and start to organize again slowly towards waking life. As you ride the breath, you can ride it into any kind of intuitive movement, maybe small and subtle, like running tongue over teeth, or scrunching the face, or wiggling the fingers. Maybe broad and decided, like stretching out or up, or rolling to twist, or rocking. Finding your way through. In the next 5 or so rounds of breath, pick an exhale to draw your knees in towards your chest and to roll onto your favorite side. The left side providing lunar reflection, the right side perhaps solar response. And pause in the side body for a moment just to acknowledge process, that nothing is ever really created alone. And that it's good to take stock of all of the contributing factors to your unique dharma, your path in this time. Remember the ancestors that came before, yours and those of this Duwamish, Salish land that we occupy. You might note the earth and the large ecosystem, our ability to be here in this lifetime. You might consider teachers of all kinds, knowledge of all lineages. You might note the school of hard knocks, your experiences, and those collaborators and communities that support you, those difficulties and challenges that refine you, and yourself, your willingness to turn again and again towards what is in this process of power and peace. And when you're ready, slowly draw yourself up to a nice tall seat, and we'll seal in the practice together. As we transition, that's a classical closing chant in the lineage of Krishnamacharya, from which Vinyasa Yoga comes, from Gokulam and Mysore in the south of India. The text is from the Rig Veda, the oldest texts of knowledge around particularly enlightenment, true sources of Buddhism, Tantra, Vedanta, Yoga. The overarching meaning is, may the energy that creates know victory over destruction. May the noble practitioners and leaders here be blessed. May their work be effective and abundant. And may our work seek to contribute to the happiness and liberation of all beings everywhere, inside of the context of universality, non-dualism, and peace. I'm going to suggest that we seal today all together with 3 rounds of the seed sound of Om. You're welcome to fold your hands in any gesture or mudra, or let them stay neutral. Exhale the air you have in your lungs. Take an inhale in through your nose to prepare. Open mouth, exhale, H.A. Inhale to prepare for Om. Take a long inhale in through your nose and a slow exhale out. If you'd like, you can bring your thumbs to the third eye center, acknowledging that all of the mind must find a way to bow, reconcile, and understand the wisdom of unity that lies in the heart. If you wish, you can bow to yourself to seal in your practice. Thank you for practicing, and thank you for tuning in. I want to be real, but I'm pretty sure we stopped streaming about 5 minutes into our action, and I started recording, so I'll post a recording on YouTube for all those who are bummed out. Emily seems sure it's working. All of the messages from Emily are like, it's working great, and I'm like, my computer says it has stopped working, so I'm glad I thought I'm psychically getting to Emily's house somehow, so that's fun. But thank you for being here. I really appreciate you all and appreciate this. It's really helpful to me to not have to be alone in a room trying to translate what I think is a very social and dialogue-based interaction into being like me staring at my dog, hoping for the best. So I really super appreciate it. And Posers appreciates the connection. You know, we're always trying to be together and to find one another. So if you're around and want to come to these classes, we're doing little invites and stuff like that from time to time. But mostly check out the streams, stay safe at home, stay regular with updates, and just, you know, be as kind to yourself as you can. I appreciate you all, and, you know, namaste, for real. Like, if we ever needed it, now. And if you need things, like, reach out. Like, I'm in the hill, I'm on the hood. If you're like, no one will bring me groceries and I have the sniffles, you can send me a text message. I mean, truly. But thank you. Thank you for being here. I love you all. Namaste. Get some rest.
Thank you.
For dealing with all the technical issues with me and around me.